Spitch is a fantasy football game where you can put your managerial skills to the test against other players to win real money prizes. Track player performance live during match days as players complete actions such as passes, shots and many more using Opta stats. The teams with the most points each match day will enter the winning zone, allowing managers to win real money. So, put your managerial skills to the test and download Spitch for free today via the link in the description. Hello UCL managers and welcome back for another video. Today we've got the Champions League team selection for game week 1. Don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed the video and subscribe as it really helps out the channel. Also look out for some more Champions League content coming your way very shortly, and with that being said, let's jump into the video. Today we're going to have a look at the full 15-man squad team selection as matchday 1 for Champions League Fantasy is just a few days away. Starting off with the bench, our £4 million sub keeper is Ulreich, as it looks to be he's going to be one of the better 4.0 keepers, as of course if Neuer does get injured he's going to be inheriting a very strong Bayern Munich defence. We have opted to go with a £4 million keeper as our starting keeper is one that we're probably going to play for most games throughout the group stage due to their very strong defence. Ulreich did play one game in the Champions League last season for Bayern Munich, getting 1 point, so of course if Neuer does get injured he'll be stepping in. Sebastian Kautz is the second bench option, as he looks to be a very nice value pick at just $4.5 million in defence. For his price, he did offer a very good points return last season, picking up around 40 points for Sporting, getting himself 2 clean sheets and 2 goals in 540 minutes of game time. So as far as 4.5 defenders go, I do think he's one of the better picks, and Sporting also have a fairly promising group with Frankfurt, Tottenham and Marseille being their opponents. Progressing on, Ronaldo Mandava from Atletico Madrid is the third bench pick, as he could also be a nice value option of £4.5 million in their defence. He has started all of Atletico's first 3 matches for them this season, which is of course very good, and is obtaining a fullback role in that left back spot. So since Atletico have a relatively good group with Porto, Leverkusen and Club Brugge being their opponents, I'm hoping for some clean sheets from him and maybe some attacking returns. As the final bench slot, we've gone with another 4.5 player. This one's in midfield and it's Midfield Jurasek. He's coming in at £4.5 million for Shakhtar Donetsk and has started all their games for them this season, so definitely a nice option at £4.5 million in the midfield, as there isn't too many starting players in the middle of the park at this price. So now let's move on to the starting 11. As the goalkeeper we have gone with Thibaut Courtois, as he was one of the highest scoring players last Champions League and Real Madrid have a very good group. In fact, amongst all players in last season's tournament, Courtois did get the 6th most amount of points, recording 69 points in his campaign. Real Madrid obviously went all the way to the final and they did record 5 clean sheets in the tournament, and there was a 61 shot saved by Courtois as well. Real Madrid also have a very group throughout the group stage, just facing Leipzig, Shakhtar Donetsk and Celtic as their opponents, which should be fairly straightforward for them to get clean sheet points. So that is why we have gone with the 4.0 keeper, as it's most likely going to be that Courtois starts every game for Real Madrid, as he's going to score so many clean sheet points and get plenty of saves. Onto the defenders now. Alexandro is another 4.5 defender who will be rotating with Kautz and Ronaldo, as they all should rotate fairly nicely in terms of their fixtures. It seems to be Alexandro is just playing the 45 minutes a game for Juventus this season, but as far as 4.5 defenders go, he's still one of the better options, as Juventus do have a good defence. Their group isn't too bad outside of PSG, as they've got Benfica and Maccabi Haifa, so I think they should be getting clean sheets against those two opponents, as hopefully Alexandro can record 60-minute games throughout the group stage. Virgil van Dijk is in the side, as we could have gone for Trent Alexander-Arnold, but we needed to free up the extra $1 million to be spent around the squad, and I still think Van Dijk should play the majority of the games in the Champions League. He did record 810 minutes in last season's Champions League campaign with 3 clean sheets, 1 assist, and he also had 58 balls recovered. Liverpool's group isn't too bad either, with Napoli, Ajax and Rangers as their 3 opponents, and just considering how in general Liverpool's defence is fairly solid, I'm sure Van Dijk could prove to be a good pick. João Cancelo is the third starting defender, as for me he's one of the more essential picks in the Champions League due to Man City's very nice group from a point standpoint for their assets. Cancelo was the highest scoring defender in last season's Champions League campaign with 65 points for himself. He did play 840 minutes with 3 clean sheets and 3 assists as well as 2 goals scored with 55 balls recovered. Of course, as we've touched on, Man City should dominate their group as they've got Sevilla, Dortmund and Copenhagen as their 3 opponents, which not only allows Cancelo to get plenty of clean sheets, but of course those goals and assists, as he has proven to do so in the Premier League so far this season. Let's take a look at the midfielders now. We've gone with another Man City asset in Bernardo Silva, as I do think it's key to capitalise on those Man City plays throughout the group stage due to their very good fixtures. Bernardo Silva was immense for Manchester City in last season's Champions League, getting himself 3 goals and 3 assists, so he could definitely be a nice value pick in the middle of the park. He is just coming in at £8.5 million and is a cheap alternative to the £10 million Riyad Mahrez, as it allows for more money to be spent around the squad. His 878 minutes were one of the most out of any Man City midfielder in the Champions League, and he also got 3 Player of the Match awards, which allows him to get those extra bonus points. Let's take a look at the first premium player in the team in Mohamed Salah, as he was one of the highest scoring players in the Champions League last season. Amongst all players, he did rank 4th for total points, only behind Benzema, Lewandowski and Leroy Sané, as he racked up 78 for Liverpool. He's coming in at a pretty decent price of £11 million and actually only has a 14% ownership, so he definitely could be a nice differential pick. He played over 1,000 minutes in the Champions League last season, getting himself 8 goals and 2 assists, as well as some goals outside of the box and a Player of the Match award, so definitely one with plenty of attacking potential, and of course Liverpool do have a fairly decent group. With fixtures against Ajax, Napoli and Rangers, there is definitely plenty of potential for Mo Salah to get even more attacking returns, as he has made a decent start to the Premier League so far with very good expected stats, so hopefully he can turn this into points in the Champions League. Jorginho comes into the midfield at £5.5 million, as he's definitely a nice play at this price, as of course players do get points for balls recovered. Jorginho actually picked up 50 points in the Champions League last season, with 2 assists, 2 goals and 36 balls recovered, as well as 2 Player of the Match awards, so definitely one at £5.5 million that can prove to be good value, but of course he's also an option to be rotated out, as we have lots of playing at 4.5 options. Speaking of, Florentino is the option for Benfica at £4.5 million, as he's also one of the very few playing at 4.5 million midfielders. He has started every game for Benfica in the Portuguese league so far, so with a 5% ownership he can offer some good points potential with his ball recovering and starting minutes. So with very few money being spent on the midfielders and defenders, let's have a look at the star-studded forward line. Lewandowski is the first forward option here, as he's also coming in at £11 million and was the second highest scoring player in the Champions League last campaign. With 91 points, his points tally was only better by Karim Benzema with 102, and I think under Barcelona with a fairly decent group, especially with a strong fixture in Matchday 1, he can make a fast start. Barcelona do have a tricky group with Bayern Munich and Inter Milan, but I am keen to play Lewandowski for his Matchday 1 opponent, as I think he can get plenty of points, especially at home, and then we could maybe look to transfer him out to free up some money around the squad. Karim Benzema takes the captain's armband, as this week he's got Celtic away, which is a very good fixture, and I just think he's an essential option, as he was the highest scoring player in the Champions League last season, racking up over 100 points. As I've said before, Real Madrid do have a very easy group, and I would expect him to make an excellent start throughout the group stage, scoring goals in the majority of his matches. In 1,100 minutes last Champions League season, he recorded a very high 15 goals and 1 assist. He also got himself 2 goals from outside the box and multiple Player of the Match awards, so definitely one to look out for as an essential option in the Game Week 1 team selection. Darwin Núñez is the third starting forward, as he's also a very nice premium option, as I do fancy his Liverpool group for them to score goals. Núñez was very good for Benfica last season in the Champions League, getting himself 6 goals, and I do think with Liverpool he's going to be getting even more chances and hopefully even more goals, especially throughout the group stage. At £8.5 million with a 12% ownership, I do think he could be a serious steal, as he's already got 3 attacking returns in the Premier League across his first 4 games.